Big news for the Las Vegas Raiders. The team has officially restructured the contract of star defensive tackle Christian Wilkins. But what does this really mean for the Raiders? Let's break it down. Christian Wilkins is not just one of the best players on the team, he's also one of the highest paid. His average salary is $27.5 million, and this year he was set to take up about $27 million of the salary cap. But the Raiders made a smart move. They decided to spread out his roster bonus over more years, which creates what's called a void year in 2028. This means that even though Wilkins won't be with the team that year, $9.9 million will still count against the cap. Now, some teams make bad contracts with void years for players who don't even finish their deals, like Jimmy Garoppolo or Davante Adams. But this is different. Wilkins is a key part of the team, and by the time his contract ends, he'll be 33. That's a solid deal for the Raiders, giving them more flexibility with their cap space. Before listening to the latest news, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Let's move on to the new update. With this move, the Raiders have freed up $9 million, boosting their total cap space to around $59 million. That's a huge amount to work with. The big question now is, what's next? Could the Raiders be preparing for a major trade? Are they looking to extend a key player? Maybe they're eyeing a top guard or wide receiver. One thing is clear. The Raiders are in a great position. With smart financial moves like this, the team has the flexibility to build an even stronger roster. We'll have to wait and see what happens next. The Raiders are sitting on a massive $59 million in cap space, and now comes the big question. How will they use it? With that kind of money, they could bring in 2 or 3 impact players to strengthen the roster. One of the missed opportunities was guard Teven Jenkins, who ended up signing with the Browns. It would have been a great move for the Raiders, but that door is now closed. However, this doesn't mean the Raiders are out of options. There are still ways to use this cap space wisely. Instead of rushing into expensive free agency deals, the Raiders might take a more strategic approach. One smart move could be locking in key players for the long term. Left tackle Kolton Miller is a name that stands out. Securing him with a long-term deal would ensure stability on the offensive line. Another key piece is pass rusher Malcolm Kuntze. He's currently on a 1-year deal, but if he starts the season strong, say racking up 8 sacks in the first 6 weeks, the Raiders will want to lock him in before his price skyrockets. With so much flexibility, the Raiders have the chance to make smart, calculated decisions. Whether it's extending key players or making the right additions, the team is in a great position to build a competitive roster. The next few moves will be crucial in shaping the future of the team. The Raiders are in a great financial position, but they won't spend all $59 million at once. Instead, they need to be smart about locking in key players and making calculated moves to strengthen the team. Several players are due for contract extensions. Guard Dylan Parham and cornerback Jack Jones are names to watch. They won't command top-tier salaries, but securing them now could be a wise move before their price tags go up. The team could also wait and extend them during the season, depending on performance. When it comes to free agency, there are still solid options available. Guard Dalton Reisner is one possibility. He has the potential to be a top interior lineman, and the Raiders could get him at a reasonable price. If they're looking for a veteran receiver, names like Amari Cooper and Keenan Allen are still on the market. While Cooper didn't have a standout season in Buffalo, he put up 1,200 yards the year before. At this stage in free agency, these players won't command massive contracts, making them interesting options for the Raiders. Another big move to watch is the extension for quarterback Geno Smith. Reports suggest this deal could be finalized in the next few days or weeks, likely locking him in for another 2 or 3 seasons. The Raiders' window to compete is now, and every move they make will shape their chances of building a championship-level team. With so much flexibility, the Raiders have options. Whether they extend key players or add talent from free agency, the next few weeks will be crucial in determining the direction of this team. The Raiders made a big bet on Tyree Wilson, and now it's time for him to prove why he was worth the 7th overall pick. this isn't just about one season. This is about the future of the franchise. Wilson was chosen over elite prospects like Jalen Carter and Darnell Wright, both of whom are already making a huge impact in the league. That puts even more pressure on him to step up and dominate. This year's a turning point for Wilson. Some fans believe he hasn't lived up to expectations, while others argue he just needs more time. But one thing is clear: there are no more excuses. With an excellent coach like Rob Leonard guiding him, Wilson has all the tools to succeed. To put things into perspective, look at Travon Walker. He was in a similar situation but finally had a breakout season. Walker may not be as explosive as Max Crosby, but his ability to collapse the pocket and control his matchup makes him a serious threat. If Wilson can develop that same level of impact, the Raiders' defense will be dangerous. After reviewing Wilson's recent game film, there are signs of improvement. He's shown flashes of greatness, but now he has to turn those moments into consistent dominance. Can he become the star the Raiders are hoping for? This season will give us the answer. Tyree Wilson is stepping into a defining season, and this time, there are no setbacks holding him back. Unlike his rookie year, when he missed an entire offseason, and his second year, when he was just getting up to speed, Wilson finally has a full offseason to sharpen his skills. Now, with real NFL experience under his belt, he knows what to expect, and that could change everything. Last season, we saw glimpses of his potential, especially against the Saints. He was disruptive, quick off the line, and aggressive in getting to the quarterback. The problem? He wasn't finishing plays. He'd get into the backfield but struggle to wrap up. He'd apply pressure but miss by a split second. These are the little details that separate good players from dominant ones. Now, with more experience and a full offseason of preparation, Wilson should be much sharper. He understands offensive tendencies better, he recognizes blocking schemes quicker, and he knows when to anticipate a cut block or a double team. That level of awareness only comes with time, and this is the first year he truly has it. With Malcolm Kuntze recovering from injury, Wilson will likely start early in the season. The Raiders won't rush Kuntze back, which means Wilson has every opportunity to prove himself. And if he steps up like the Raiders expect him to, this defense could reach another level. The flashes of greatness were there last season. Now it's time for him to turn them into a full breakout year. Let's be real. Tyree Wilson hasn't lived up to expectations so far. Based on his first 2 seasons, some might already label him a bust. But player development isn't a straight line, and history shows that some of the best defenders in the league needed time to break out. Look at Travon Walker. His 3rd year was when everything clicked. The same goes for Dexter Lawrence, who struggled early before becoming one of the hardest interior linemen to block in the entire NFL. Wilson has that same opportunity in his 3rd season. His game is built on power, and power-based players often take longer to develop. If this is the year he puts it all together, the Raiders' defense could take a major leap. His success isn't just about stats. It's about becoming a player offensive linemen fear. This season will tell us whether he's on that path or if the Raiders need to start looking elsewhere. Beyond Wilson, the Raiders have other big decisions to make. Free agency is winding down and moves are happening fast. The offensive line still needs work, and the team has to figure out how to protect its quarterback. The front office has been patient so far, but will they stay that way? Or are bigger moves coming? This season is shaping up to be a defining one for several players, and for the Raiders as a whole. Buckle up.